Before we get started, to reduce and avoid injury, you should check with your doctor before beginning any fitness program. By performing any fitness exercises, you are performing them at your own risk. Sooke Region Communities Health Network and Sooke Region Seniors Centre Without Walls will not be held responsible or liable for any injury or harm you sustained as a result of participating in our online fitness or information shared on our Zoom account, website, or social media channels.
Hello, and welcome to Week 4 of the Sooke Region Communities Health Network's Falls Prevention Program. This week, we'll talk about reducing fall risk through changes to your supportive equipment, clothing, and footwear, followed by exercises for balance, strength, and agility.
Equipment. Equipment can be added to your living environment to help you stay safe and stable. The bathroom and the bedroom have the highest incidence of falls. Bathroom equipment to think about. A raised toilet seat makes it easier to get to the toilet and back up again, especially if you have hip or knee issues. Bath stool, bench, or transfer bench can help you with getting in and out of the bathtub or shower. A non-stick rubber mat in the bathtub or shower is really important so you don't slide when the surface gets wet. Make sure you have a hand shower that's easy to reach. It's helpful to have a walk-in or roll-in tub or shower. It's a good idea to have grab bars installed correctly and exactly where you need them. In your bedroom, it's a good thing to have a partial bed rail to help you for getting in and out of bed. A floor-to-ceiling pole can also be a really useful thing for the same activity. And a rolling bedside table that you can just move around so it doesn't get in your way. For some people, it's nice to have a stair lift or a wheelchair lift. Elevators can be helpful for getting up and down and not having to use stairs. It's great to have an outdoor ramp for wheelchair accessibility. Clothing and footwear. Clothing and footwear can be a risk factor for falls. Clothing. Make sure you're wearing easily put on and off loose clothing so you don't have to struggle with getting in and out of your clothes or shoes or socks. Make sure you have long garments that don't drag on the floor. It's a good idea to wear suspenders or a belt to keep your pants from sliding down so you trip on the cuffs. And it's nice to have easy fasteners, buttons, zippers, belts, laces, things that aren't too hard that you have to fuss with. Footwear, it's good to wear shoes with a closed heel and a raised collar for good ankle support. It's nice to have a wide toe box for comfort and stability. A midsole flare, same reasons. Textured sole, a thin, firm midsole, and easily adjusted laces or Velcro. There is an increased risk of falling when dressing or undressing. Items that are pulled on over the head can momentarily cause imbalance. Zippers or buttons that are awkward or cumbersome could make a garment less appropriate to wear. Fumbling with fasteners can upset our balance. This momentary loss of balance can result in a fall.
Hello, and welcome to your Week 4 exercise program. This program, we're going to take some of the things that we've been doing sitting and bring them to standing, and it's focused on balance, strength, and agility. So as before, we'll begin with 3 deep breaths. Before you start, make sure that your feet are parallel and about hip distance apart. And remember, if you don't want to do this standing, if you'd be happier still doing these exercises in your chair, you could do it that way. So first of all, 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. You can have your hands here, rest them at your side, or bring your hands together in front of your heart. Exhale first. Take a full deep breath in. And exhaling, let your feet sink into the floor. Full breath in, filling your lungs. And exhaling, feeling the weight of your pelvis sinking down into your feet. And one more full breath in, filling yourself up. And exhaling. Well done. All right, to warm up our spine, let's just do a little cat-cow. So bend your knees, bring your hands onto your thighs. If that's too far down for you, you could put your hands on the back of your chair. Yeah? So bend your knees and then arch your back, inhaling this way, and then exhaling, rounding it in the other direction. Repeat that. Big, full breath in. And long exhale. And last time. Full inhalation. And exhalation. Good job. Now we'll just roll our shoulders a little bit, same as we did sitting. Rolling them forward, up, down, back and down. Notice how they're feeling today. Maybe one of them is a little bit sticky. And when you're ready, going in the other direction. Maybe your shoulders are noisy as you roll them. Maybe they're really happy to be getting moving, letting go of some tension. Shoulders often gather tension, and getting them moving is really helpful, especially if you walk using a walker or canes. It often gets the shoulders and the neck really tight. Well done. All right. Opening and closing your hands. You can put them anywhere in front, bring them closer to you. You could do this a little slower if it's hard to get your hands to explode into that nice big open shape. Nice. Notice if one hand likes this a little better than the other. If one gets a little tired quicker. And last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a great exercise to do to keep your hands strong. Now we're just going to give the hands a little mini massage. So just take a moment to squeeze one hand. Be gentle if there's any painful places. And then catch the fingers, stretch open the palm. And then bring that stretch a little further down into the wrist and the forearm. Good. The fronts of our hand, the insides of our hands tend to get tight. We want to keep them really active, really mobile, really capable, so we can use them to prevent falls. If you need to put your hands down to save yourself, that they'll be ready and able. So starting with the palm, and then gradually bring it through the forearm. Notice if one side feels different than the other. Good. And then just give them a little move. Now side stretch. So reaching one arm up and over. Good. You can look down to the side, really opening out the side ribs. And if you'd like, you can make some small circles with the underneath arm. Just helps that shoulder of the underneath arm to open up a little bit. Nicely done. And up and over to the other side. Good. Nice big reach. And some little circles here. And the other way. Good job. All right, now we're going to grab our prop that we have close by. Could be a yoga block or a yoga ball or just an easy cushion, and put it between our thighs again. Check that the feet are parallel, right underneath the hips. And then you want to hold on to something, probably the back of your chair. Squeeze that pillow or block or whatever nice and tight, almost as if your thighs are rotating inwardly. Press down with the balls of the feet and lift the heels up. And slowly lower down. Good. As you're working, make sure that your knees are straight, that you're drawing the kneecaps up and not letting the knees flex a little, so that this becomes all about the ankles and the calves. Yeah, really nice. Making sure that those ankles and calves are getting nice and strong to support you. And then just do one more. Now the opposite, we're just lifting up the fronts of the feet. Try and keep everything else nice and still, so make sure you're not tipping back, just to allow those the fronts of the feet to lift. Keep your core nice and stable. We're just activating the front of the calf, or the front of the shin, and strengthening those muscles. Good. Okay. Set your block aside. Let's do some small squats. Separate your feet about as wide as your shoulders. Turn the toes out a little bit. And start by just bending your knees a little. Take a peek and make sure that your knees are going right over your toes, so your toes are disappearing behind your knees as you move, and come back up. So let's just do a few like that. As you're going down, feel your abdominal muscles lifting up. Keep your chest high. Yeah. Feeling the ankles softening and the knees softening. And then if you want to take it a little deeper, you can let it fold here at the front of the hip. This is just like the sitting down and standing up that we were doing earlier. So take it to the place that works for you. If you've got sensitive knees and they just like a little teeny tiny bend, then do it that way. Yeah? If your knees are fine, you're feeling really strong today, you could take it a little deeper. Up to you. These are really great. Strengthening the lower body is really helpful for our fall prevention. It's also really great for brain health. All right, well done. Turn to face the side again. Take your feet apart. You could turn the toes out a little again. And we're just going to do a little side to side lunge. Yeah, so you're just bending one knee and then the other. You could put the other hand on your hip. Make sure that your knees are still tracking over your toes. You're still keeping your abdominal muscles nice and lifted, and you're breathing deeply as always. Good. This is really nice for proprioception. All right, and now let's do a forward lunge. So turn towards your chair again. Your feet are as wide sideways as your hips. You don't want one foot right behind the other. You want a little space so you've got a nice broad base of support. You rest your hands on your chair and then just bend the front knee and then push into that foot and straighten that knee again. Yeah, so just bending and straightening, keeping the back leg straight, and the back toe should be right in front of the heel. So you're getting a nice calf stretch here. Good. And the last one, let's just stay there for a few breaths. So we really open up that calf, especially after we did those heel raises earlier. Your calves might be feeling a little bit worked. Softening the shoulders, relaxing the jaw. Okay, and then let's change sides. One foot forward, other foot back. And then just gently bending and straightening. How does this feel? Where are you feeling the stretch? Where are you feeling the work? Nice. And then just stay here for some breaths. and then come back up. And we're going to add here a toe tap around the clock. So you're just going to stand on one leg, have your hand on the chair, take one foot forward, and we're just taking it around the clock. Yeah, so like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Back again the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, midnight. Go back the other way again. Good job. As you work, stay really lifted on the side of the leg that you're standing on. Yeah, stay nice and tall. Keep reaching the crown of your head up towards the sky. This is great because we're practicing our balance. We're also strengthening our hips as we work. Good job. Let's do the other side. Just take your chair over to the other side, standing on the other leg. Good. You can put your hand on your hip or extend it to the side. And let's make that little clock. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the other way. Good job. If you notice any cramping in your foot or your calf, you could stop, give it a little shake. Might mean you need a drink of water. Good. And then back in the other direction. And last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the front. Last but not least, our balance practice. So we're going to stay in each place for about 10 seconds. We're starting with our feet together. So this is partly why we put that block between our knees or thighs before, so we can really find the connection through the core. So we can find the connection from the inner foot through the inner leg into the core. So we're going to stay here for 10 seconds. Zip up the core, take a deep breath in, and go. You could hold your chair. You could reach your arms to the sides. You could have your hands on your waist. And stop. Now put one foot in front of the other. This time, we actually want them like a tightrope. So one foot in front, one foot right behind. If you're feeling more confident, you could bring them closer together. A broader base of support makes it easier to keep your balance. Put your hands wherever you feel is the right place, and we're going to stay for 10 seconds. And go. And stop. Let's do the other side. Make sure your feet are in just the right place. Spread your toes wide, hands somewhere comfortable. Ready? And go. Keep zipping up that core. Nicely done. And rest. Okay, and now balancing on one foot. So just standing on one foot, extending the other leg forward. If that's a little too much, you could just keep one toe on the floor and just keep lifting it off and putting it back down again. So, hands on your supports or up in the air, and go. And if you start to fall, you could always try bending your knee, taking your center closer to the earth. Excellent. And last time, other foot forward, standing up nice and tall, and go. Well done. Thanks for joining us for week 4 of the Sooke Region Communities Health Network's Falls Prevention Program. Join us next week for information on managing your health and a fitness program where we'll put all our exercises together.